in the box? Well, I did this makeshift little video that I'm about to video, but I actually have to run and take him to get his nails ground. So I'm not high production, you're high production. So I disregard how messy everything is in the background. I've been working. This is where my phone's gonna be, main camera, iPad as another camera, and then this. I'm not high production, you're high production. Yeah, background, yeah, let's see. Ooh. What's going on? We got a big box. Let's see what's in it. As you guys know, I have a Super73, and as you also know, I can't leave well enough alone. So I decided it was time to do some upgrading. First thing in the box, the Sabvoton controller, which I'm not exactly sure where I'm gonna put this, but we will see. Set this off to the side. Next up, we have our super sweet little dash and control. So that's awesome. Put this back in here. Now, I looked at a bunch of different ways of upgrading my Super73. A ton. And even talked to a guy online that was upgrading, I'll put him on the screen, that was upgrading the stock motor and was getting 50 miles per hour, but didn't have a display, didn't have a way to, you know, keep track of the amount of battery usage, stuff like that. Ooh, look at this. Heck yeah. Twist throttle. That's awesome. It's like it's pretty much the same as the one I have on the bike. It's like it comes with a couple brakes that are kind of junky. I'm not gonna be using those. And then a little wire harness, Bluetooth dongle, keys. It's like a horn. I'm not sure what that's for. Get to it, I'm sure. One thing I'm not seeing is the directions. Wait a minute, I see directions. It's like some wire loom, some zip ties. I did get this through custom e-bike. Best part of it all. Ooh, this is not light in any way, shape, or form. Oh boy, look at that. Now my only concern is this the same width as the Super73, or is it narrower? So the other thing I don't necessarily like is the wiring for the motor isn't disconnected in a short area. So down the road, I'm probably gonna rewire this. So it's like a quick connector so I can pull the wheel off when needed. Yeah. So it's just a quick unboxing showing you guys. This is the 3000 watt motor. Let me put it all out on the table so you guys can see what it all is. If anybody wants these, let me know, drop a comment below. I will see about sending those out to somebody because I won't ever use them. So beyond the extra little pieces for this, that's pretty much everything in the controller, or in the box.
People see me spending money on expensive shit and think I'm rich. Bitch, I'm not rich. I'm irresponsible.
As you can see, I am missing the battery. So battery should be here Thursday. It is Tuesday. Let's get back to you once the battery's here and I start messing around with the bike and doing the build, which is not really the build, just putting this on the bike. So this is the motor kit. Sabvoton controller, the motor, display, throttle, all wiring, a bunch of miscellaneous things. Let's get this on the bike. All right, so I'm doing all this in my living room. It's a mess. I was gonna clean up, but I wanted to get started on this because I have to take these pieces to the machine shop. When they talk about a dropout, this is the dropout. So this right here is the size of the new motor. And as you see, it wiggles around. So it is considerably larger, and supposedly to be able to put the new motor on, you have to machine this and the other side as well, or it's just the other side. I'm not 100% sure. So I'm gonna get it all apart and get these dropouts off and then put them on the other motor and see what we have to change. Ralph Louis, go. You're whining in my video. Oh, this is also a good way to work on your bike. Just make sure you flip your little screen so it's not resting on the ground. But the nice thing about the Super73 motor is they actually put a connector right here. Now, this is something I want to integrate into mine when I finalize everything and get it all going. But you can see that this has been taken apart before. I don't know by who, but there was a zip tie on there before. And so looks like maybe the previous owner had it out or something. But yeah, so I'm going to snip a couple zip ties, get this disconnected, and then get this out. This was actually completely loose. So this is a reminder right now, go check your bolts on your bike, especially for anything critical like rear brakes, your rear bolt, your rear nut, the dropout bolts, so on and so forth. So I'm gonna snip these and get this off. All right, and there we go. Gotta pop these off and then kind of check them to the other one. So one thing that you'll wanna do is there is a bolt on here. Just unscrew it and that will take this off. Loosen it off of the actual sprocket first, and then the chain will come free. And then you gotta take the bolts out of the actual caliper. And it looks like my pads are still good, so that's a good thing. Let's go ahead and get these off and see what the difference is. I know it's pretty dramatic. All right, I should have done this when I had taken this over to the storage and done it, but my storage is all messed up right now, so it's not all clean and easy to get to. So this is on the brake side, and this just slides on there, right? And then there is this, which basically holds everything kind of still in a sense, and it's on there like that. So this is the first thing you kind of got to pry up and out. Best thing to do would be have a rubber mallet or a dead blow, and you could just whack this thing a couple times on each side and it'll loosen it up, and same on the other side. So once you get this out, then this will be pretty easy to pull off. And if you see right here, well, this is going to be easier to compare, but you could see that it's not a whole lot different. It looks like it's maybe 5 mil. So I think this might be like 185 or 180 mil versus a 190. So I'm gonna take both these, and where's the other one? And then this, I'm gonna take this stuff to a machine shop, and then this hole has to be this big, like that. And then this slot has to be this big, like that. Let's get a bit closer here. That and that. All right, so this actually fits on there. It looks like they took out a good amount from there to make it work. And then you can just go ahead, and I am gonna actually take just a little bit off the edges of these. But on the other side is the side that it won't work on. So this is the sprocket side, this is the sprocket side, so this just won't go on there. So I'm gonna take this to the machine shop, and to be honest with you, if machine shop won't do it, I think I'm gonna Dremel it, to be real, because I thought it was gonna be both. It's just this. So I'll let you know what I decide. Editor Patrick here. So about that modification to the rear dropout. I just used a Dremel. I didn't take my camera to do the modification. I did it all myself. If you don't have a Dremel, I would suggest buying one if you have the brains to be able to modify it. All you have to do is make the dropout, the curved parts, a little bit larger. As you can see when you're looking at your parts, by the time this video drops, something new may have changed and you may not even have to do this. So just understand that you may or may not need to do this. And there are companies that make new dropouts that are actually better, that are the right size. So I would just look and see if there's a dropout that's made. If you don't want to Dremel anything or modify anything, perfectly fine. And then here's my battery. So as you can see, it looks like a little gas tank. It's pretty cool. The whole reason I wanted to get this one was because it was different than all the rest, and it looks like a cafe racer style gas tank. And it looks like a little fake or faux gas cap on the top. So kind of cool. To install all this stuff, you just take your battery rail off and put the new one on, mount your battery, but you need to wire everything to the controller. Everything is literally plug and play. The colors of the phase wires are the same color on the controller. You just hook up your 5-phase wires and it's super simple. You just have to figure out where you're gonna mount everything. I just made a couple brackets that bolted to the existing parts on the frame, and then I made this little shield that you'll see in the video that cover the phase wires because I didn't want them to be seen. And there's just kind of a bunch of wires, and since it's all just tubes everywhere, there's nothing to hide everything. Figured I'd make this little dress up piece out of a sheet of aluminum that looks kind of like shit, to be real with you, but it was all meant to be temporary. And then here's what it looked like. So I did my own torque update. Oh my God. Holy shit. All right, so I got home. Let's get this focused. And I went 30 kilometers, which is not exactly sure. I'll put it on the screen right here. And I'm at 39%. Normally when I come home with a stock 73 battery, I have about 45%. So realistically, battery life, like I expected, to be pretty close to the same. I brought my charger with me. Well guys, super simple, super easy. If you like e-bike content, if you like motorcycle stuff, if you like unboxing, if you just like miscellaneous stuff that you see on this channel, leave a like, hit the subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.